question, state your name and how did you learn about the National Reentry Network for Trained Citizens and the name of the program you are attending?
Well, my name is David Naismith, and I've learned about the National Reentry Program, about the housing program that I'm currently at,
Mhm.
which is Jubilee Housing, and Ready for Work is something that I myself is experiencing from coming home from being incarcerated. So everything that I would speak about, I'm actually speaking from the mind frame of my experiences, not someone else's.
Okay. Second question, how has the Ready for Work program prepared you to reacclimate to the workforce?
Well, it has Ready for Work program has helped me in many ways, kind of reiterate the things I knew and the things and kind of tweaked a little things that I can make myself better overall, such as how to be prepared when being in an interview, um, how to be enthusiastic, how to make sure that I'm getting eye contact with people that I'm speaking with, how to just overall to help me better with interview processing.
Okay. Third question, what is a common misconception about returning citizens that you would like to correct?
Oh man, I couldn't wait to get to that question. you know, um, in society, people tend to look at somebody with a criminal history as a bad guy or a bad person. Kind of basically as if they shouldn't be living no more, despite who they actually are as a person. So I think that being incarcerated is a life learning situation. In fact, us living life is a learning situation. So to take a negative to turn it into a positive as people or as a community, that's what somebody or anybody should do in life, period.
Okay. The fourth question, what are the biggest barriers returning citizens face, and in what ways has the National Reentry Network for Returning Citizens prepared you so far to overcome these barriers to reentry?
Housing and being ready for a job, being ready to take a negative as far as your way of thinking, your way of life as an adult, to kind of think in a more positive mind frame to say, well, I didn't know how to live as an adult, and that bad situation has gotten me into a good situation to knowing how to kind of go um, living as adult structurally in society. Now, I believe that the biggest issue among the community is actually taking someone that's been incarcerated from that negative rather than keeping them there to kind of uplift them in job readiness, preparing them for there's jobs for you and also a place for you to live to where you can pay your bills or to be a constructive adult.
Okay. For the fifth question, what role does the community play in returning citizens' reentry journey?
Well, I think the community play a big part. The community tend to overlook people that are incarcerated coming home, as if they don't matter. You know, you know, in actuality, you know, every member that's a human being living in any community can play a huge role in that community, whether taking their experiences to the next level in a positive way, in an uplifted way, you know, rather than being overlooked as if they don't matter.
Okay. For the sixth question, what policies or reforms do you think are most urgently needed to support returning citizens?
Um, the way just the way that people that are incarcerated are being looked at. Like they can never be anything once you've been incarcerated. They can never. They're just stuck in a negative situation for the rest of their being. You know, just taking that in itself can kind of keep a human being down for so. It's just. I believe that it should be someone out there that's for people that are incarcerated. Totally, you know, this is why I'm even here with the National Reentry Program, because they can be that voice, they can be the activist, they can be everything in the community that is positive for incarceration or people being incarcerated.
Okay. And for the final question, since coming home, what's an experience that's impacted you positively?
The experience that impacted me in a positive way was, you know, that it's something and someone out here that's actually got the mindset of saying, well, let's show that, you know, people are here for one another, you know, because when I was incarcerated, you know, I couldn't make a phone call. I didn't know who to call, who to talk to. I was alone, you know, so with that being said, to know now, being free, to know that, man, there's this place I can go to get a job or to get help getting a job, and also to let the public know that it's some place here that you can take a negative to a positive, because I believe the world needs to know the negative situation that the community is bestowing on incarcerated people, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of people that are incarcerated now that really wants to be a part of the community in a positive way. It's just the community is not accepting that.
Thank you.
Thank you.